And Dee Saucier is going to introduce those people, but I'm going to take the pleasure of introducing our Commissioner of Education, Penda Macon. So Mrs. Bacon's going to read a Chris Van Dusen book that you're very familiar with. We're excited about that. We are launching the Read to Me Challenge from Young School. We're so proud of that and so proud to have our new commissioner. So let's get started.
Good morning. We're very happy to be here to launch our Read to Me. And it's just an opportunity so that all of the grown-ups in your lives can have a chance to read, and we know how important that is. And so for over the next month, all the way until Read Across America Day, Dr. Seuss's birthday, if you take the opportunity and you have somebody in your life and that's going to read to you, or you read to someone else, and you post that on the internet with a hashtag #ReadToMe, and that challenge, and we hope it will kick off across the whole state of Maine. And we are so honored that the acting Commissioner Macon is going to be here to kick this off at the Young School. So thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. This is so exciting because the whole state of Maine is waiting right now for Young School to kick off the Read to Me Challenge. Can you guys say Read to Me? Read to Me! That's awesome. Thank you for that. Before I get started, I just want to make sure you know that we have some other important folks in the room. We have State Senator Justin Chenette. Yay! We have the Mayor of the City of Saco, Marston Lovell. Kevin Sutherland, City Administrator. And you have Dominic DePatsy from the Superintendent's Office. So I'm just going to go right ahead and settle into my very comfy rocking chair. Can you all hear me okay? Yeah. Oh, this is great. This is great. I'm going to put on my magical reading glasses. They help me to read. And I'm going to read the book called A Camping Spree with Mr. McGee by Chris Van Dusen, your friend here at Young School. A Camping Spree with Mr. McGee. Early one morning at 7:03, Mr. McGee and his little dog, Dee, packed up the camper and hitched up the load, hopped in the Rambler, and then hit the road. They drove to the mountains far from the sea for 2 nights of camping, or possibly 3. There's nothing like camping, said Mr. McGee. I know you will love it. Just you wait and see. The views are fantastic. There's hardly a sound. Aside from the wildlife, there's no one around. The air is so sweet, you'll sleep like a log, said Mr. McGee to his small spotted dog. A few hours later, they took a sharp right and found a great spot to lay camp for the night. It was high on a hill with a beautiful view of Mount Adams, Mount Lincoln, and Jefferson too. But perhaps the most wonderful feature of all was the brook that ran over a steep waterfall. Dee gathered pine cones and branches and logs. McGee made a campfire and cooked some hot dogs. And as the sun set, behind far distant knolls, they sat roasting marshmallows over the coals. As it turns to night. As the embers went out, they felt tired and dozy, so they climbed on their bunk beds all comfy and cozy. But while they were falling asleep without care, along came a stumbling, bumbling bear. A kindly old bear whose sight wasn't so clear, he couldn't see far, and he couldn't see near. But he could smell marshmallows, sticky and sweet. This smell made him hungry. He wanted a treat. Do you all see the bear? He sniffed out the place where the marshmallows lay, but the car and the camper were in the bear's way. Yet that didn't stop the sneaky old snitch. He simply tried squeezing right under the hitch. Do you know what a hitch is? Yeah. You all see that thing right there, the round thing? That's how it stays connected. It's important to the story. And as he was shimmying into the gap, he pushed up the hitch, which let go with a snap. Uh-oh, uh-oh, oh no. Now the camper and car were untied. They started to roll down the rocky hillside. The car bounced away on the old logging road, while the camper was heading to where the stream flowed. It flew down the hill in a wild, bumpy ride, with Dee and McGee sleeping soundly inside. How could they sleep through that? They were snoring and snoozing, enjoying a dream, when splash went the camper right into the stream. You see, the little raccoon is watching this happen. Yeah, the splash shook the camper. They bumped out of bed. Now, what in the world was that? McGee said. And when he looked out and he saw where they were, his hair stood on end, and so did Dee's fur. They were caught in the rapids, but that wasn't all. They were headed smack dab for the big waterfall. Ooh. Dee and McGee both started to quiver as faster and faster they headed downriver, but just when they thought they'd fall over the edge, the camper got stuck on a rock at the ledge. Phew. So there they were, stranded, McGee and his pup, on top of a waterfall 50 feet up. Meanwhile, that nearsighted bear from before was searching for one little marshmallow more, when lo and behold, as if out of a dream, he spied something sweet floating over the stream. But what the bear thought was a marshmallow treat was really that hitch and not something to eat. Thinks he sees a big marshmallow. So the bear was determined to capture his prize, and he jumped in the water right up to his thighs, and he splashed through the stream to the edge of the fall, and he snatched up the trailer hitch, camper and all. Dee felt a tug. McGee heard a knock as the bear pulled the camper right off of that rock. He dragged them both all the way back to the bank when he realized the hitch was not sweet, but quite rank. He spit out the hitch and he left in dismay, while McGee and Dee's camper again rolled away. It flew down the path with a jolt and a jar, and it stopped in some bushes right next to the car. That worked out. Dee popped her head out. McGee looked out too. Had they really stopped rolling? Could it be true? At last, things were quiet and peaceful and still. They hooked up the hitch and they drove off down that hill. And on the way home, McGee said to Dee, "This trip wasn't quite what I thought it would be." So when they got home, with the sky turning red, they decided to camp in the backyard instead. The end. To participate in the Read to Me challenge. So you remember what it is, right? It's Read to Me. Read to me. Thank you. And here's who I'm challenging. Number one, all of the big kids in the room, read to a little kid. All of Maine's educators, all the community literacy teams, all of the school administrators and school boards and volunteers, Maine librarians, author Chris Van Dusen, our state legislators, our local legislators and administrators, our U.S. Senators Angus King and Susan Collins, and our new governor, Janet Mills. I challenge you to engage in the Read to Me challenge.